Welcome to School Leader Vibes, a podcast where three friends from high school, who are now in charge of running high schools, gather together to discuss all things in educational leadership. Today, we tackle on some listener mail and a request to discuss interviews. In this episode, we talk about how to prepare for an interview, some things to consider, the do's, the don'ts, and everything in between. Sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
I kind of agree with her, man. You have certain toilets, in a workspace that is frequented more often than others are. I don't think you should go number 2 there, man. It's gotta be fresh, that one.
He's got his own private ensuite.
Yes.
I'll take it that way. That's shared with another 30 people.
Yeah. So how's your day today, boys?
It's great.
Was it good?
Actually, nah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't
here.
at work.
Yeah.
I was at work. I was working at the board office.
See how much he loves his job is that he's not at work, so he's like, it wasn't a good day.
I know.
Like, good days are here at
I
work,
know.
right?
I think I missed something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed out.
I missed out.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Sometimes I message everybody else how's it going over there?
You didn't do that today.
I know.
How come? I was waiting for that text to come through.
Well, I worry
No.
it's more like, is there something bad and they're just so busy?
You
Are they
didn't
gonna let me know something big? I'm like, nah, just screw it.
He's starting to care less and less. I think this topic is pretty interesting because it's about job interviews. Are you seeing other options here or what?
I'm always exploring options.
You're not checking in with your team?
I hope you're exploring options all the time too. I was checking my emails.
Yeah.
Just not the group chat. I wasn't quite.
Well, there was nothing going on in the group chat.
Yeah.
In
That's where the
fairness.
emergencies get
posted.
posted.
It was empty. That's right.
Right? That's where the emergencies get posted. Email's not as reliable.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it was a good day.
It was a good day.
Okay.
It was awesome.
He always says that, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a great day.
I had a great day.
I didn't have a good day. It was hopping at our place.
Does that change anything about your day?
What's that?
Does that change anything about
it's
your
hopping
day?
every day, but it was hopping more than usual. Like, I don't know if there's something going on today, but there's a lot of energy there today.
We'll keep it over there.
Yeah. So how'd you come up with this topic today? Like, what's...
Oh, the interview for admin topic?
Yeah.
Someone on the IG page listens.
Oh, nice.
They must be...
one of our listeners?
Discerning. One of our listeners.
Our one fan?
Yeah. Oh, no, there's almost 700 followers there, but there's only maybe 2
That's
people.
because your IG game is
hold
hot.
on.
When we hit 1,000, what are we going to do?
Little Sally.
Are we going to have a party?
Yeah, something for
we
sure.
have to have a party.
Yeah.
Get party hats.
Obviously.
Can we get party hats?
You get cupcakes.
I need a cake. Yes.
There's benchmarks, right? 1,000, you can't go all out for 1,000. So just take it down.
So cupcakes.
Right? But if we
It's a milestone.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that
It's a celebration.
5,000. Is that too
5,000.
lofty?
So let's tell all our listeners right now what's going to happen. What are you going to do at 5,000?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Let's just go
Do
for
a podcast without your shirt on? Or?
I was just saying we're going to go for... What you're thinking is a lot better.
Wow, you're blushing.
You're thinking is a lot better than me. I was just going to go for a steak dinner.
He doesn't need
Let's just
$5,000
go. I
for
thought
that.
we should go hit the keg.
I think he prefers to do that anyway. He doesn't need the followers, right?
Oh, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
So on the IG page,
So someone messaged and said, why not, if you guys are thinking of some ideas to talk about, I'd love to hear about your thoughts on teachers interviewing for admin positions or transition roles as well.
Yeah. Cool.
So for teachers, yeah. And this person has engaged us before. Great dude. Not sure where he teaches. I'll find out, though. And we'll dedicate the episode to them, right?
Dedicate to the unknown.
That's right. This one's for you, buddy.
This is for you there, champ.
It is timely, though. It's about that time at our board anyway.
Yeah,
we have program head postings coming out for next year. And then, consultant postings will be out soon, shortly after that. If any need renewals.
Yeah.
And then...
It's where I get all those awkward knocks on my door. And it's like, hey, can I use you as a reference? And I say awkward knocks is because teachers always feel like they're not doing enough. And sometimes I need to remind them. I'm like, no, you're doing more than enough, right? And they're like, oh, I know that we haven't chatted a whole lot. Is it okay if I use you as one? It's like, absolutely. I'll give everyone a reference. If it's not going to be a positive one, I'll be honest with them and say, look, I'll speak to whatever I can. But yes, someone else, I would suggest that you lean on them more. But I think anyone that's willing to take some form of leadership or jump into the role, you got to support, right?
That's right. Take some form of punishment. Or you say leadership, sorry. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard work, but that's a great point. I think when I'm thinking about the question that they asked, I think I'm hoping, and I'll message them later to kind of fully understand. But I think what they're asking is this, they probably feel they are in a position where they can apply, and they might have some support of their administrator already.
Cool.
I think they're thinking about, how do you prepare for that interview? Because I obviously every place might do things differently, but in our particular context, usually you interview in front of a panel that could include other administrators, superintendents, director of education in some cases, and I'm assuming he's hoping that we discuss like how to mentally prepare for that, what things we want to make sure that we get to or cover or comes across in the interview. So it's really sad because we've sat on both sides. I don't know, you sat on the other side of people interviewing, right?
Yeah.
Have you yet, Matt, for that?
For program heads, not for
Right.
administrators, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a whole side to that, right?
Yeah.
And what we've seen that comes across like well. And there's also like serious look-fors as well that we can discuss. So I don't know where you want to start with that. You talk about how maybe you yourself have prepared in the past. That's maybe a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever I have an interview, I always try to answer the question with a 3-pronged approach. And one is to talk about whatever the question is, to talk about what I've done in the past that pertains to that question. And then in my answer, I'll then talk about what I'm currently working on or how it looks in my current role. And then as whatever position I'm applying for. So as a program head or as a vice principal or as a principal, I will blah, right? So that gives the panel a good idea as to what you've done in the past, what are you currently working on, and in the future, how are you going to be in that role with this scenario or with the topic that they're trying to tackle or cover in the question. That's advice that I give new candidates in terms of how to frame your answers to your questions, because it gives them a pretty rounded idea as to who you are and how you're going to be in the role. So when I interview, I always try to frame every answer in that approach. It's really to give the interviewers a good sense as to where I came from and who I am going to be in the role. And then I really try to speak to my portfolio as much as possible, so I have it up and ready. And I love to use this app called Nearpod, and it's shout out to them.
Hey, no free ads.
No free
ads
They're
on
not
here.
paying us. Don't worry.
They take a QR code, and it's on a computer, tablet, whatever they have. It's really user friendly, and then you control what pops up on their phone. So as you're talking about a certain thing, you got your computer open, you just flip it into the app, and then it appears on their phone. They're able to zoom in, zoom out, like check it out. So it's really great that as I'm talking, I show evidence of it on my portfolio. Yeah, like that's basically the advice I give individuals.
Say it works, because that's the advice you gave me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
And same here.
Consistent way to go. So
Wow,
there you go.
look at that.
Nearpod got me through some interviews too. And what I like about what you said in terms of giving people like framework with which to answer, it does really help them when you're kind of trying to find an answer to start with. In my current role, this is how I handled that particular thing.
Yeah.
Here's my designs for doing it in the future in this role I'm applying to. Mm-hmm. And that also, I think, for the interview panel, sees you as someone who's reflective on that question. How are you addressing that need right now? And then how is that maybe slightly different when you think and what do you think about that new role and how that would apply in your new role? Yeah. So that gives them, like right away, it gives them an idea of like, oh, this person's actually thought of that.
Yeah.
And then also they can see the difference now between how you might handle it in that role versus the new role. And that's a great thing to leave with the interview panel. Like this person's actually thinking about not how they'd handle it, just how they handle it now, but what they're going to do too. I love that. And that's helped me get through some interviews. And I mean, obviously that's not the only reason that we're successful in interviews, but when you feel you can go in there and be confident and you at least you have a starting point with which to speak, I think that's a huge relief to have kind of like a framework like that.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah,
that's awesome.
I just want to add on actually to what you're both saying there too, because I do think that was good advice that you gave me. Sounds like you gave Jordan the same, about how you're not interviewing for the job that you currently have. And I see that in the interviews that I've done, being on this side of them, like for a program head, let's say, a lot of people have given answers to scenarios or questions as a teacher. Like you already have that role as a teacher. You have that job. But what you're looking for is really, like what Jordan, you said there, like think about what's that going to look like when you get the role that you're applying for. Have confidence that you're going to get that and have confidence in your abilities to, think ahead. You're not in there yet, but like where do you see that question going? And I think that's really important. Make sure that you really nail the part of the interview or of that framework that you're using, as a principal, I'm going to do this, right? Like you already have that job as a teacher. Make sure that the interviewers understand, as a principal, what are you going to do in the role? Yeah.
Right. So how do you prepare, aside from playing Eye of the Tiger in the background and shadowboxing?
Shadowboxing, eh?
That's a good one.
Wow.
Get all like,
Right before.
Holy cow, right?
Actually,
just on the way into the room?
True story. My jam as I'm driving up, I'll have Eminem, Lose Yourself on in the
That's
car.
a good
Wow,
one.
it's a big
Just
game.
Getting,
It's a
just
good
getting
one.
ready.
Yeah.
Just getting psyched out, ready to take it on. Do any of you guys got any?
Yeah,
no?
there's definitely some tunes.
Yeah?
It's a whole playlist for sure. It's
Yeah.
probably on my Spotify thing.
Nice.
Jordan's interview playlist.
So aside from that, like, is there anything else that you do to plan or prepare for the interview?
Yeah, like I would say, and somebody gave me this advice somewhere. I don't know if it was you or maybe it was somebody else, but in our school board, we're really big on the Catholic school level leadership, right?
Yeah.
Framework. And what I did for the interview for this job is I look at that framework and I thought about all the stories that I wanted to tell. And I just jotted down in that framework. If they ask me a question about, this one particular piece that's related to this dimension of the framework, and these are the types of stories that I want to tell about that, knowing that, I'm also choosing stories that fit in different pieces. But again, it's really about articulating who you are in a short amount of time. So I think that also grounds me in my thinking and also gives me an opportunity to really tell the people who are interviewing me what I'm about. And this is how I've thought about my own leadership journey. These are the things that I've been working on, like you were saying. And I think it really just provides an opportunity to not talk as much, because we still also want to be, like, we want to say all the things that we do, and we're excited to share and tell people who we are, but we also need to keep it condensed and coherent in a time frame too, right? Yeah.
That's a great point. I think what people sometimes hope for is that the panel might not worry so much about their communication and just like hope that they see how great but they are with all the resume and stuff like that. But communication is a big deal, I think, especially in these interviews. So these kind of like frameworks or strategies when you go in there do help you maybe just allow yourself to be yourself, because you have something to lean on. I love what you said about like stories. Like maybe you're trying to highlight one of your proficiencies or skills through a story that you can literally recall, and you can just tell it like it's
right.
like the back of your hand. You don't have to you're not consciously thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just like if you have maybe a few questions you think that they're probably going to ask in an interview, you might think, okay, what do I want to get across? What do I want them to leave knowing about me?
Yeah, because I'm sure you can anticipate some of the questions that are going to come up anyway, right?
And if you have a story that's like relevant, it's just something to lean back on. You just tell a story. It's so much easier to get your point across, be relatable, be authentic if you have something super tangible. Mm-hmm. So I think people should have that in the back of the pocket. And to Delmar's point about the Nearpod, right? You're curating a story for the people that are judging you. They're judging you. They're judging your ability to maybe handle the role. They want to see your skill set. By communicating that way and like sharing a presentation in that way, you're curating the experience for them, which is sometimes people maybe don't go on the offensive that way. Yeah, I think they need to. I'm actually learning more on the other side of it as I'm watching people come through. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, wow, like that left an impression on me. And what was it about that left me thinking, that person's perfect for this job?
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that. What are some examples of things that you've seen that were awesome and that you would advocate for, and then some faux pas? Do you want to go first?
Oh, sure.
Thanks. Jordan, or what?
Well, I think it's a little bit about where we were talking about. I think, Jordan, your example of you're looking for a great communicator and a great storyteller, somebody who really articulates what they've done in their vision. I think right away you kind of like buy into that, and if they take you on a journey through the things that they've tried and the things that they've worked on, then they show you how that's improved their school, or even reflected on, hey, it didn't go so well in this moment, but then I tried this thing, right? Yeah. Like just the ability to stick with it and follow something, see something through, that really, pulls me in that direction, that I see that person as a leader. They're taking a small team or a larger team through something, and they're being authentic, and they're just speaking about their experience. I think right there, I feel like that's a good sign in an interview.
I like that point. It doesn't always have to be a success story. You're not always going to be a rock star, but as long as you articulate, like, here's what I tried to do, it fell short, here's why, and then here's how I responded to that, or
Yeah.
here's how we kind of change course. Like,
And,
that's
and a
solid,
big
right?
thing for me too is how they've led a team or worked with a group of people.
Yeah.
So they're giving credit to others, and they're showing how they've done this with other people, because really what we're doing is we're interviewing people for leadership roles,
Yeah.
right? So is this something that you've done on your own, or are you leading a group of people, no matter how big? Could be like working with your department in a secondary school, or is it with just your team of teachers, like the other grade 7 teachers at your school? Is this something that you're working on?
Great point.
So
Giving
I want to
credit
see
others.
something like
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
It's a great point. I'm thinking about ones that maybe didn't go so well, and it's almost the flip side of that. So there was one interview I was a part of where someone was sharing some things that were happening in their school, but it was very unclear their role in that. It's like, oh, this is my school. This is what happens here. Okay, what was your role in that outcome? Or they shared like a philosophy that they like, but I didn't understand how it translated to like their own work, how it was manifested, or how where was their leadership in that, right? Like, not to pick on Michael Fullen, someone would show me a clip of Michael Fullen. I thought it's great for Michael Fullen, but what about what it had to do with you, right? So really being specific about your role in that process too. Like you said, whether you're saying you're going to give credit, I organized the team. That's specific. That's telling me you led the team, you secured the funding, whatever, you got the resources, you made the meeting dates. That's also fine. You could say that.
Yep.
You could say that it was my idea. This is my initiative. I put it forward, or a group of us. Like, be specific about your role in that initiative or whatever it is you're sharing. Because a few times I'm like, I was unclear. Was that just like a colleague of yours that did it, and you're like jumping onto the, it wasn't obvious to me who was leading what.
Yeah. I'd also say considering or being thoughtful in what your answer is going to be, and then also rambling on or going over time.
Yeah.
Right? So I do say that at the starting of an interview, there usually is a time frame that they'll give you. You know, like you have X amount of time. Generally, for this interview, try to honor that. So I also do say, like, you know what, we try to make it comfortable. So take your time, think about your answer. I don't need like a question answer right away. Like, there is an opportunity to give you some thought and to kind of synthesize your answer or to process it. But at the same time, don't ramble on, because then it seems like you're not really clear as to what your role was or what the correct answer is, or what the answer is to the question. And then it also speaks to your ability to communicate effectively and concisely, right?
Absolutely. I've had people that set a timer when they know, like, they basically divide the number of questions by the number of minutes. And I respect that. I'm like, that's good for you. Yeah. You don't want to miss your opportunity down the road. You're just being strategic. Already that made me think, oh, that's a good sign.
And it's also a huge skill too,
you know?
right? Because when we're up there with staff and PD days, like, we're timed, right? Like, we have union. We work in a union environment, and you only have X amount of time to get through whatever messaging that you to get through there. So it's a really important skill to have, and also people do appreciate it as well.
Yeah.
Landing that plane.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Land the plane. I got a question, because I go back and forth on this one. Emails afterwards, like, so you had your interview, and then you have the, hey, thanks for the opportunity, etc. I've talked to some admin and some superintendents even, and it's kind of split. Like, it's some are like, it's kind of cringy, and then others are like, no, like, I would expect a follow-up, right? So I don't think there's like a right or wrong answer here, but I want to gauge the room here and what you guys feel.
I don't think you can go wrong. Like, sending that off, I don't think it's going to turn anybody off you if you've had a good interview. Yeah. Like, I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker. Personally,
I think the concept.
No, I know, but I do think when you look at the like body of work that's out there, if somebody's researching like how to go through the interview process, I think that is a recommendation that generally people are looking into it are left with, is to send the follow-up email.
The content of the follow-up email is very crucial if you're going to send one, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like that was a great interview. If I get this job, I'll be so grateful. It'll be the best thing that happened in my life. That's not the email you want to receive.
No.
Right? If it's like, thank you for your time, really appreciated the opportunity to interview for the position. Thanks. Looking forward to hearing back. That's good.
Yeah.
Seems like just nice and tidy, not like trying to like fish for answers or whatever, you know?
For somebody's
it's
hands.
Not gonna, I tell people that follow-up is not going to make or break.
No, agreed.
Whether or not you get the job or not. But it's kind of nice to hear back and to have that follow up, right? Because even when you're dealing with, as a leader, you have a meeting or whatever, there's always a follow up, right? So it shows that you follow up.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not against it. I just it's as long as it's framed that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. One other thing that I do to help prepare is I lean on AI a lot, and I'll ask ChatGPT or Copilot, and I'll say, like, come up with some interview questions for this role, right? And some of the questions are like way out there, and it's like they're not going to ask me that, but they might, right? So it's I just keep updating it a bit and just work through the questions just to kind of generate an idea of, okay, if they were to ask me that, what would I respond, or how would I respond to that? What artifacts am I going to look for in that, right?
Yep.
So I do lean on AI quite a bit to kind of generate some rough ideas or some rough outlines in terms of questions, and to kind of get me primed or prepared. And then I talk to people who are currently in the roles, right? So if I'm applying to the role as a principal or a superintendent, I would talk to them and be like, hey, like what are some things on your day-to-day that as an interview panel that you would be really interested in knowing about?
And the debrief after. What about the debrief? We've been on. We've
Oh, that's a good one.
Had to do some,
Jordan.
to do some of those. I think it's great when someone asks for a debrief. That shows that they want to learn. You never know what headspace they're coming into that with, though. Sorry, before we go to the debrief, I think it's important also that people know that there is different organizations have different scoring methods for interviews, and the people on that panel are sometimes like tied to that preferred method of scoring too, right?
Yeah, that's
so it's not always the people in there that are like, you don't know, especially if you're in a panel like there's 5 people, you're not sure what might have. It's hard to know how it landed with each person sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think it is important to ask for a debrief, especially if there's lots of people, on the panel, because the scoring could be different. The way they rate the portfolio versus the questions versus the resume. Yeah. I think it's important to know.
Yeah.
As much information you get about that before you walk in there is important too.
Yeah, especially if you want to reapply to the role and you didn't get it. And if that's something that you're passionate about just because you didn't get through on the first time,
right?
It's not a no forever, right? And I think it's really important to, like you were saying, continue to learn about the entire process. And an interview is a big part about that process. Your references are going to be able to speak to you in a different way. I think that's important too. They're going to confirm things that you're saying. They're also going to add on if you've left anything out that you might want to have said. But I think it's really important that you do well in the interview. And if you didn't, then a debrief is great. And, it's only going to help you in the future anyway.
And it's education's probably one of those industries where you, especially the principal role, you're going to maybe go back and try again.
Yeah.
Whereas other industries might be like, the company's not a good fit. Like, I'm not going back for that same job again. Right. It's kind of weird that someone will come back for the same job again for the pool in education. It's actually pretty common.
Yeah.
So asking for a debrief is essential, I think, if that's something you want in the future.
Yeah. As long as you're taking it as a learning opportunity, as a coaching opportunity, and you don't have your backup with, well, I said this or I said that, right?
Right.
Got anything else on that, or we think got it all?
I think it sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think everyone's well prepared now for interviews like this, right?
Super prepared. If you got any questions, just DM somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
hit us up.
Insta,
hit us up.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Right? Do we have a
vibe check? Yeah, I'm throwing at you. Yeah, throwing at you. Okay,
you
got one.
Prepared.
I got one.
Prepared.
Got one. Okay.
All right.
So
he teased this one with me the other day. Wouldn't tell me about it.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, should we have like a theme, like a song?
Yes.
From when we do like a vibe check. Like
Funny that you mentioned that songs, because this is a
music
little bit about songs. Okay. So I know vibes and music, it all goes together, but I was thinking the other day about playlists. Funny, we talked about it on this randomly today about playlists, like going to the interview, like you talked about the Eye of the Tiger, right?
Yeah.
And then I probably have like a Eminem.
You gotta lose yourself, right?
I'm gonna guess what would be the difference between like you're going into an interview song versus like your Friday at like 4:00 song. leaving work. Would it be different? It'd be different, wouldn't it?
Oh, it 100% is different. It 100% is
Yeah,
different.
so part of the vibe check was
It's
looking
also
at that.
different on how the day went too as well, right?
For sure it is.
Sometimes I'll have like Sinead O'Connor on the drive home, right? Like, you know.
Which one?
What?
Sing it.
No.
Okay.
You're not gonna do that.
Now put your shirt back on, Matt. Come on.
Back to issue. What are you doing?
Okay, so I got a few. We're going to be picking between artists here, okay?
Okay.
So this is what, it's your playlist coming into work. So we want to know which of these artists would make it on your playlist. You got to pick one or the other. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Way to
so-
go.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah, way to go.
High five. Okay. So, which of the following artists would make it to your pump up playlist on your way into work and to our wonderful admin jobs? First one, Taylor Swift or Metallica?
Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica. Just as I'm about to get here, that's when you flip on Enter Sandman.
Sandman?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where kids
Just when you're like a minute out, right?
When the bass drum kicks in, boom.
You walk out of the car, the kids won't even know what hit them, man. That's great.
Okay, yeah, I think
about you?
I would have to pick Metallica.
I
as
hit
well.
enough Taylor Swift at home, right? Like, you just listen to that all day.
This one's going to have Matt conflicted for sure, but DMX or
Oh.
AC/DC?
Oh, wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, I'll go DMX.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Throw some DMX on. Yeah.
Absolutely
This
DMX.
is already a good playlist.
This is shaping out to be a great playlist.
Sure, within your playlist.
DMX, you got any specific song you like there?
Oh,
Anderson?
Rough Riders. Hey, come on.
Rough
Obviously.
Rough Riders anthem.
Stop.
That's it, man.
Obviously.
Drop. Yeah, is that as like you're rolling into the parking lot?
Yeah,
kind of song?
again,
And roll the
yeah.
window down?
The
Well,
clean
window
version.
down.
The clean version.
Clean
Yeah.
version.
Right,
Window down in the
Voice radio
spring.
edit.
That's more like a June song, right?
Yeah. You're not rolling down windows, though. You're not rolling down.
This is a good one. Justin Bieber
I like JP.
or is it, I guess
JB's
Canadian
right.
content or Willie Nelson?
Wow, that's really
I'm gonna
the opposite
go, J Beebs.
Yeah.
J Beebs in that Will I Am song.
That's a
I'm
good one.
Alive, right? You know,
That's
it's got
a good
good
one.
beats, like, you know, it's got the beat drop there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel like I want to take out my glow sticks and just go crazy.
Yeah, I don't really listen to much Willie Nelson, gotta be honest.
J Beebs,
That's
wow,
it.
you
Yeah.
and I have a lot of similar pranks.
Well, I think maybe you and my kids. Maybe that's what it is.
Gotta be Bieber. Bieber's
How about you?
Yeah.
Bieber for sure.
Yeah.
He lives around the corner from us, no?
Yeah.
Gotta support the local.
Sort of, right?
The local artists. Maybe not anymore.
Yeah.
He was there like during COVID, like
Yeah,
on his
he
lake
was.
in Puslinch or something. You know what? I would take Bieber over Nelson. Willie Nelson for sure. Okay, last one. Benson Boone. You guys know who that is? Okay,
Yeah,
let's-
he's got
let's
a
skip
couple
that.
like soft,
Who's that?
softer songs, right?
Sing me one, man.
I don't have it on the top of my tongue.
You were really.
It's in my
good.
tongue there. No.
Yeah, I think you know him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
He 100% knows.
I do.
He has a song, but he's not singing.
Benson Boone or Tupac.
Well, I like Tupac, so don't know who Benson Boone is. It'd be hard to beat Tupac. So.
It's hard to beat Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a
Wow.
there's
Wow,
a good
Jordan.
good group of songs. Okay, last one. That was gonna be the last one, but since don't worry
That
about
was a
Benson Boone,
mulligan.
it wasn't fair.
That
Mulligan.
was a
Okay.
mulligan.
Drake or Johnny Cash?
Oh. You know, I'm going to go off the board. I'm going to go Johnny Cash on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go Drake.
I gotta go Drake.
Yeah.
But Johnny Cash is good for the ride home.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good.
Okay, wicked. Good vibe check, guys.
Okay.
So when we edit this later, we'll have to drop some of those beats in there, maybe.
There you go.
Okay, I'm looking forward to
Exit
that.
song.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right.
wicked.
Okay. Let's try this.
Okay, boom. Hey, we did it.
All right.
Nice job.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of School Leader Vibes. We're incredibly grateful for your time and your contribution to shaping the future, one student at a time. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to connect with us on Instagram at School Leader Vibes for more inspiration. Lastly, please share the podcast with fellow leaders and educators who might benefit from these conversations. Until next time, keep vibing.